Hey, what's going on, guys? It's EnderSwift here, and I am back again in another episode of the behind the scenes for the Rise of EnderSwift. This is the behind the scenes for episode 2, and I'm joined with Mr. 360 Games,
Yo.
Dan21,
What's up?
and the Grim Gary.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, you look like a giant right now, Gary.
All right, so they're not with me, like physically right here yet, but they're over in the village. But so anyways, as you guys know, I started in this little house that I talked about last episode. And Jevin built this, and obviously, kind of in the episode, I came out here, yada yada, and ran down here. Now, we built the pathway, that you can see out there, and Dan sort of built that bridge and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he wanted to. I remember you were saying something like, you could have kept building and made it more advanced, but you wanted to keep it really simple, so you had to stop.
Yeah, that's it. It's like it wouldn't match the village.
Yeah.
If it was
Yeah.
giant and everything.
So this is a pretty simple little bridge, and then Dan and I just sort of filled out this walkway. Dan created these little torches here, and then I'll just cut across the desert like this. Basically, then what we did is we took an actual NPC village that was here already, and I think it was it was kind of underwater. Like there was a lot of water in the village, which was really weird for it being in the desert. We plugged it up, brought the we brought the road up a little bit, and Dan, then you got this idea. I want you to talk about this a little bit, like for these sort of spires or like craters. So go ahead and just sort of tell us your inspiration idea for that. And
I was just looking like at the village from the bridge and everything, and I was like, what could actually happen to that village? Like, why did it get like, well, destroyed or really attacked? And I was like, could it be like some falling meteors or like something else that we don't want to talk about yet?
Mhm,
But
yeah.
it's like, I was saying like just like maybe like lava and like obsidian, and they would just use that to actually attack the village.
Mm.
I think it was a pretty cool idea, and everybody actually joined together to actually create this thing with me. So it was pretty
yeah.
fun.
And then
yeah.
and then Ryan, you had the idea to make this giant
Yeah,
ravine.
first of all, I had the idea for kind of like a ravine to kind of cut through the village, and then we kind of lined it with obsidian just to act like it's kind of spreading over here. And then the house at the end here, obviously, Gary and Dan, you guys worked on this and kind of made it look like, the whole village actually in ruins, but this
Yeah.
house kind of get destroyed, and then we kind of built off this, and you had the little room that was right on the guard tower here.
Right.
So,
And
yeah.
Gary, you were sort of our destruction expert.
Yeah.
You were kind of given the task of like destroying stuff. So go ahead and tell me like a little bit about that.
Wanted to make an ugly village look pretty again.
I get
I
it.
love that.
Oh,
Uh,
good stuff.
it's better looking, I think. But yeah, I just to make it look like this thing was just wrecked. Somebody came in here like a football player, just tackled these buildings.
I love like the bits that are actually burning everywhere, like the netherrack
Yeah.
that put on fire. It's like
We try to
such
think of like
fantastic
any
shit.
little details, like even how small it is, it makes a big difference. Just like little tiny things like that, just like the fire, which
Yeah.
it doesn't really need to be added, but it adds a whole different atmosphere to it once you put those things in there.
Right.
I think it makes it look more fluid and active.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And like Gary, dude, when I walked in that house, in the episode when I was recording, I actually walked in this house over here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
obviously hadn't seen it before. I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is totally destructed. And you did a really good job of making like it just sort of looked like this wall just got blown out.
Yeah,
Like,
it looked nasty.
what happened here? It creates a more of a mystery, which we're trying to portray in the series.
I think it was
Um,
the guy. It's like, oh
you
yeah.
what? What did you say? It was a who?
It was like the Kool-Aid guy. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So then we've got like obviously the room that I misjumped intentionally. I misjumped and fell in the ravine, and then we came into here. Now one of the funny things was we were thinking about this, and we know how you guys nitpick every we do. And I was like, look, if I have, because I could jump up here, and I'm like, if I can jump out of here, like I think in the script I said something like, how am I gonna get out of here? And if I could have jumped out of here, I would have, or you guys would have been like, you could have made the jump. And then we're like, well, why don't we just like make it with lava? So Dan just sort of filled it in and was like, you know what, good luck getting out of that. And we raised the over here, basically made it so that I had to go through this gap here.
Yeah.
And then Dan, you helped create like, I dug out this space and you sort of decorated inside here, right, and put the blood and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep it simple, but also giving you a clues of, oh, I actually have to go around it. So like the
Mhm.
trade of blood would actually get you like to the ladder, and it
Right.
takes you to the top where you need to go.
And we wanted to make it look like a storage room, obviously below like the guard tower. And then if you go up the tower, obviously, Dan added some more redstone blood here, and then up here, and then there's the bed, and then of course, if you guys didn't know, up here at the top was was Ryan
Yeah.
playing the guard, and
I wasn't even planning on it, but then I was like, oh, I sort of got dragged into it. But it was quite fun, and I was surprised how many of you guys thought it was really scary. Tim did a really good job in the video of adding the sound effect to make it like, "Ee!" and like
Yeah,
really
it was kind of
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah, and it's
I
just
know
really,
Gary peed his pants when he watched it.
yeah.
Right, Gary? Do you want to tell us about that at all, or no?
I had to throw those pants away. My girlfriend was really mad.
Yeah, because she was like just entering
Oh,
the
but
room when you threw
wait a
it.
minute. Can I reenact my version of that scene?
Yeah, go for it. Do you want me to turn around?
Yeah, yeah.
So you got a cough, right?
Oh, hello. Would like to buy some science equipment?
Would you
Oh,
like?
God. But yeah, Chim, like, what get you like the idea of, like putting the diary and the book like down?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wanted the main reason for that, honestly, you guys, was we needed a cutscene in the scene. We needed something, a transition between between what I was just recording solo and then having Ryan come in as the guard. So I wanted to also create sort of the effect that there was a guard in the tower and that he had sort of spent he had some sort of a story. And
Yeah.
you'll hear more of that story in episode 3, which comes out today as well. But I wanted to create some sort of like maybe just a little bit of a backstory for a very, very minor character who probably won't even have a name. But just something to the effect of like, hey, something happened. I'm in this tower. I'm sort of locked up. And I thought a diary was the best way to sort of intro that in the second episode. And then the third episode, you're going to kind of get more of that that story revealed to you, or that experience, the firsthand experience from the guard. So for the diary, that was really nice because during the first recording, I think you guys had seen in the first behind the scenes, I hated recording live with Jevin listening in.
Yeah.
It was just weird to me. So for me to be able to record this one solo and then have it come over here, and what I did was I just cut it. Like I was standing
Yeah,
here.
it really is easier, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I cut it. There was nobody on the call. I was good. I was just myself. And then what we did was obviously I edited in the book, the image of the book, which you guys I think noticed was in French. I don't know, Dan, you might have to look at that. Was it apparently French? I don't know. Image I got off Google Images, so there you go. But, apparently the guard is French, so that's kind of funny. But then then I brought back the recording. We
He's got a
restarted.
French skin.
Yeah, he's got a French skin. So we restarted the recording, and at that point Ryan was in the call, and then I went up the ladder and he coughed, and so that was how we set that up. But speaking of the skin, yeah, Dan, like, do you sort of want to give the backstory on the skin there?
Yeah, well, basically that skin is the warrior that I was using, because I had a series called Humawa, was like, was hunter, warrior, and a mage, and basically this was the warrior skin, and we couldn't find any skin at the late hour we had started to do this project, so I just took that skin and gave it to Ryan so he could actually wear it to save time. And some people actually recognized me because other people were saying, "Hey Dan, it's you at the end of the episode." Nope, it's not me.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we actually are about to right now go record the third one. But Gary, is there anything else that you wanted to add to the behind the scenes from last week?
I think this, just that the series is shaping up to be really suspenseful and great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll reiterate once again, you guys. I want to keep it like a let's play some part, and I think you'll see more of that coming up in this third episode.
Mine, that's mine.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for their support. And if you guys have not checked out the second episode, or if you missed that from last week, the link will be in the description. And I'd like to thank these 3 lovely gentlemen for helping me, because guys, honestly, like, I'm doing the acting and stuff, but these guys really are the builders. Like Dan and Gary especially. Like, you guys are just cranking stuff out, and I just sort of sit back and I'm like, that looks good. Like,
Well,
good.
hopefully they're gonna be excited for the next episode, because that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, next episode's looking pretty good.
Yep.
So stay tuned, you guys. It'll be out sometime today. I don't know when this video will get uploaded. But stay tuned. I know on my channel I'll let you know when it's out. But yeah, let's get recording.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right.
Night.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.